Hey, Jason here from Simply Swider. So if your GE dishwasher is flashing error codes like FTD, C1, C2, or just going completely dead on you, don't worry. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to fix it. Good news is most of these problems are actually pretty simple DIY fixes that'll take you 10 to 30 minutes with basic tools and can save you a couple $100 on a service call. Before we get started, if you run into any questions, jump into our Facebook group. Links in the description. We've got thousands of people helping each other fix their appliances, and I pop in there daily to help out. So the biggest culprit I see is drain problems. We're talking FTD, C1, C2, C3, or H2O codes. When your dishwasher can't pump water out within the time limit, it throws one of these codes and shuts down. Here's how to identify this problem. First, open your dishwasher after a complete cycle. If you see standing water covering the bottom, more than just a few drops, or error codes FTD, C1, C2, C3, or H2O flashing on your display, you've got a drain issue. Here's the thing, probably 70% of the time it's something super simple. If your dishwasher's hooked up to a garbage disposal, the installer might have left the knockout plug in the disposal inlet. That little plastic piece will block drainage completely. Just pop open that disposal connection and remove the plug. Boom, problem solved. If that's not it, pull out your bottom dish rack and clean that filter at the bottom of the tub. I had this customer last month who was convinced her drain pump was shot. Turns out there was just a bunch of food debris clogged up in there. While you're at it, check your drain hose for kinks or clogs, and if you've got an air gap, clean that out too. Now here's where it gets interesting. Random beeping when nobody's near the machine, or your dishwasher just going completely dead mid-cycle. The main control board LED might be solid green, which means it's lost communication with the user interface board. This is actually a really common problem with these GE models, and here's what's causing it. There's a faulty power connector that can't handle the power draw properly. It causes frequent power cycles and wears out the UI board's memory over time. The quick fix is unplugging the unit or flipping the circuit breaker for about 5 minutes to reset everything. But if you're handy with a soldering iron, the real fix is removing that failing power connector and direct soldering the power wires to the main board. Important safety note, always disconnect power at the breaker and wait 5 minutes before attempting any electrical work. I know that sounds scary, but it creates a solid connection that'll last. If you're not comfortable with soldering, you're looking at replacing the UI board, the main control board, or both. Water temperature codes C6 and C7 are pretty straightforward. C6 means your water temperature is too low. Dishwashers need at least 120 degrees to work properly. Here's the fix. First, run your kitchen faucet for 3 minutes until it's steaming hot, then immediately start your dishwasher. If the code persists, check your water heater. It should be set to 120, 140 degrees. C7 means the temperature sensor circuit's having issues. Disconnect power for about 30 seconds to reset the system. If that doesn't work, you're probably looking at a temperature sensor replacement. All right, so we're dealing with some pretty common GE dishwasher issues here. I'm going to walk you through these problems from the simplest fixes to the more involved ones. We're talking drain codes, control board communication failures, and temperature issues. Most of the time, it's going to be something way simpler than you think. So let's start with the easy stuff and work our way up. The UI board is the pricey one. You're looking at up to $300 depending on where you shop. You can get these from appliance parts dealers or online. Here's the thing though. A lot of times the UI board fails because of that faulty power connector I mentioned, not because the board itself is bad. So if you replace the UI board without fixing the root cause, you might be right back where you started in 6 months. The good news is the replacement usually takes about 8 or 9 minutes, and you don't even have to pull the dishwasher out of the cabinet. The main control board runs anywhere from about 85 to 150 depending on your model. Before you replace it though, check that power connector for browning or loose connections. That's usually the real culprit. If you can solder, fixing the connector costs nothing and might save you from replacing a perfectly good board. The board itself is moderately difficult to replace, but definitely doable for a DIY repair. For drain-related parts, you're looking at pretty reasonable costs. Cleaning the filter costs you nothing but a little time. If you need a new filter, they run about 20 to $50. The drain pump motor itself is somewhere between about $13 and $100, depending on the exact part you need. These are definitely worth fixing. Way cheaper than a new dishwasher, and the labor is not too bad if you're comfortable working with basic tools. The heating element's only about 15 bucks, so that's a no-brainer if it's bad. The temperature sensor cost wasn't specified in my research, but these sensors are typically pretty affordable. Both of these are moderate difficulty repairs. You'll need to access the internal components, but nothing too crazy. Now pause the video and check the model list on your screen. These are the GE dishwashers I repair most often for these exact problems. Your model number is usually on a sticker inside the door frame or on the bottom of the door. If your model's on this list, you're definitely in the right place for a fix. That's how you tackle these common GE dishwasher problems. Start with the simple stuff. Check that knockout plug, clean the filter, and try a power reset. If you're dealing with control board issues, remember that faulty power connector might be the real culprit. Most of these fixes are way cheaper than calling a repair guy, and you can definitely save yourself some serious money. If you guys know someone who's having appliance troubles, please send them the link to this video or a link to my channel where I have tons of other videos showing how to fix pretty common issues with appliances, sometimes for free or as little cost as possible. It sure beats having a repairman come out and spending several hundred for them to fix it when it could be something so simple. If this saved you a service call and got your dishwasher running again, smash that like button and tell me in the comments which specific fix worked. Was it the knockout plug, the filter cleaning, or something else? Your success story helps other viewers know these fixes actually work. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. We'll get this out to more folks who need to save some time and money. Thanks for watching, and I hope you guys have a great day.